Hi everyone, it's Leonore, Soul Searching Tarot. I welcome my Cancer Collective doing a reading for Cancer. Of course, I always like to ramble, usually on the first part of the video, and then I'll do like a part 2 or part 3 for my reading, just so you know. But the first part, it's pretty informative, and so if you want to stick around for the first part, I invite you to stick around for the first part because I don't just talk about the zodiac sign Cancer. I really talk about how Cancer affects us, has all of us, like all as a collective, no matter what sign you're in, what's your sun sign or your moon sign. You have Cancer in your chart. Trust me, you do. The polar opposite of Cancer is Capricorn. So even if you didn't have no Cancer in your chart, guess what? You may have a Capricorn, and what's the polar opposite of Capricorn? Cancer. And so, when you come to think about it, you have like all signs in your chart. If you see my video on birth chart, part 1, which is, I thought I had lost it in cyber world, but for some reason it's still there, and I'm trying to figure out why I can't see it on my end. But I am seeing that it's being viewed. You'll know what I'm talking about when it comes to polar opposites. This is a Cancer reading. I am going to talk about Cancer a little bit before I go into the reading. I definitely do want to talk about this new moon. Well, I'm sorry, the full moon. The full moon in Aquarius this week. And so that will affect Cancer. This is kind of playing against each other, these two signs, Aquarius and Cancer. We have a detached emotional sign, and then we have a all about emotional sign. So that's going to be pretty interesting. But I tapped into the energy of Cancer before I started anything, and I saw that this full moon in Aquarius, the way it's going to affect my Cancer signs, my Cancer viewers, collectives, people are watching, you will be enlightened. And when I mean enlightened, I mean like enlightened, like your eyes are going to bulge out, and it's going to basically look like a flashlight. You're going to look at every situation, relationship, person, object, you name it. You are going to look at it in a very logical way. And I know you're not used to seeing things in a logical way. You're used to seeing things in a more emotional way. You guys, carry your emotions very well. You express it well, and that's one thing I respect about Cancer, because I have problems doing that. And even though I have 4 water placements in my chart, because Cancer is a water sign, it's not in Cancer. The only Cancer I have in my chart is in Saturn, and I'll tell you later how that affects me. But otherwise, you guys are known as the cardinal sign, the take action sign. You are a summer baby, right? Basically, Cancer starts the summer solstice. June 21st is usually the beginning of summer, right? If I'm not wrong, June 21st is usually the first day of summer. June 21st is the first day of Cancer. It's when Cancer month begins, and it ends July 23rd. Now, what does Cancer rule? Well, it does rule the moon. The moon rules Cancer, the 4th house, and that's why I wanted to talk about the full moon. I don't know if you could see my drawing, my painting that I did years ago. I did this like years ago, and I thought it would be great to take it out and just, instead of my face, just show you this painting because I'm not in a good space. Like I'm like all over the place, and so you know, sometimes I'll do a video without my face. Okay, so get used to it. But the moon, this moon here is my depiction of a full moon. And then I don't know if you could see it. I'll give it, actually, I'll put it closer because this is serious here, guys. Okay, so when I saw, I wasn't trying to take this out on purpose, but when I saw it, I was like, I gotta show this to Cancer, because I'm talking about the full moon in Aquarius in a couple of days, and how it will affect Cancer. You know, I wanted to talk about my picture because I was trying to analyze why I even painted this. Again, I painted this years ago. So it's a water sign, right? Cancer is a water sign. This is my like rough seas, a little calm, but it's sometimes a little rough over here. You know, the water runs deep, right? They say water signs, their emotions run very deep. And that's very true about water signs, you know. And so we are more intuitive, Cancer especially, because moon is all about intuition. And this is like, and then I was like wondering why did I do like red here? Why red? And so I was like, you know what, maybe this means my anger. And I could talk about my feelings because I am a Scorpio and that's a water sign. And so yes, okay, I may have some type of repressed anger inside of me that I may or may not know about it. And then this darkness does represent, like this, I could really understand this about myself because I do go into the dark sometimes. But these are all feelings. And so, you know, I wanted just to show you my painting that I did years ago, because that's what we're going to talk about a little bit. We're going to talk about this a little bit, you know, this whole emotional situation going on here with the water signs. All right, so let me tell you something about the fourth house. The fourth house will have some type of woman impact in your life, either in childhood or adulthood, some type of either trauma or happiness, whatever the case may be, negative or positive, that woman experience rules the fourth house, Cancer. It rules past memories. It rules real estate. Cancer is the mother of the zodiac. It is considered to be the mother of the zodiac. The polar opposite, Capricorn, is the father of the zodiac. And I'm going to show you a little picture. Don't laugh at it again. I'm just warning you. I did this with my birth chart video in part 2 the other day. But it's pretty much the same drawing, right? It's the geometric calendar of the zodiac sign, except it's broken up in 4 this time, whereas in the birth chart I had broken it up in 30-degree angles, 12 houses. This is only 4 houses here, but if you keep making, like, you know, pies and breaking it up into 30 degrees, it all calculates to 360 degrees. Now, I know you probably can't see it, but the zodiac calendar that astronomers and astrologers calculate their especially a birth chart, you know, they calculated, this is all geometry, mathematicians, historians that really go into breaking down the constellations, the planets, when of the day that you were born, including that very hour. that you were born. But we're not going into that now. That's confusing. All right. So Aries will start right here. This is Aries. Aries is spring, right? The spring equinox, right? These are the babies of the zodiac. What are the babies of the zodiac, right? It's the spring babies, right? Which is Aries, Gemini, Taurus, right? Then over here we go into Cancer, the summer babies, right? Summer babies, they're considered to be not babies. I take that back. They're not summer babies. They're considered teenagers. So Cancer, starting with Cancer, then going into Leo and Virgo. These are Virgo being like the older teenager, going into like, basically you're 21 years of age. Whereas Cancer is like 15, 16, the family, want to get together, sit down. Leo being like, the self-esteem, like, the sometimes the bully in the playground, or the person that's the popular jock in high school, and Virgo being the person in college. Okay, you've graduated high school, you're in college, right? Then we have Libra. Libra is the adult. That's the adult signs of the zodiac starts with Libra, I should say, and this is the full equinox. All right, so full being Libra, Scorpio, Sag, right? And then we have Capricorn. So Capricorn is winter solstice. Winter solstice, summer solstice. You see the polar opposite, see what I mean by polar opposite? You'll see that, I'll show you my other chart. But I didn't put the signs, but this is, believe it or not, broken up in 12 houses. I know it's all uneven, but Cancer being here, 30 degrees, Libra, Capricorn, winter, spring, okay? So it goes this way, starting all over in spring, okay? All right. There's my dumb drawing. But I just want you to understand, like, when you see these charts, these calendars, what you're looking at, more or less. It gets a lot more confusing than that, because there's like trine and sextile and polar opposites and stuff like that. But I'm just showing it in little baby steps for you guys, okay? All right. I haven't even gotten anything. I haven't even gotten a chance to talk about Cancer. Jeez Louise. All right. So you guys are known to be sensitive. And that's okay, because you feel deep. And you express that sensitivity if you have to. And that's one thing I admire about Cancers. You guys are willing to, get your hands dirty when it comes to emotions. You have intense feeling. You're all about connecting and sharing, nurturing, very nurturing. You guys love nurturing people, and those people feel wanted and they feel heard. When they're in the presence of a Cancer. On the shadow side, you guys can become needy and clingy. Again, depending on your birth chart, but that's one. I'm not saying all Cancers are clingy and needy. Manipulative is another shadow side of you guys. Complaining. But like I said, all signs have shadow signs. Shadow sides. Honestly, when I look at your shadow side, it's not as bad as like other signs. I do it. Well, can say that it's not that bad. Whatever. All right. So, Cancer. Cancer means crab in Latin. Not sure if you knew that, but that's what it means. And what do crabs usually do? When crabs feel threatened, they kind of hide, in their shell. So a Cancer can either hide or withdraw, or they could snap back with their claws, right? Um, but you know what? Like I said, they're always willing to confront emotions head on. They're not scared of that. They're not really scared of that. For men, Cancer, when they fall in love, you will see their insecurities. Yeah, again, depending on the placement chart, but yeah, I would say for the most part, you will. For women, when they fall in love, or not, they could just be just liking you, just wanting to court you. They do have a protective motherly instinct, like they just want to protect you at all times. But it's mostly when they really love someone, they have that nurturing, protective mother instinct side that comes out of them. My mother was a Cancer, and I know a lot of Cancers. As a matter of fact, I know a lot of July people, whether they're Cancer or early Leo rising. I don't know. I get along with them great. We will have our fallouts, but you know what? They're one sign, especially in the month of July, where whether you're Cancer or Leo, I could honestly we'll talk it out, and I think it's that July factor of being that water fire, because I'm also a water fire, where I'm Scorpio's water sign, fire being I'm Sagittarius, so Scorpio Sag, that's water fire. I get along with people that are on the cusp of water and fire. It doesn't have to be in the cusp. I get along with people with that have water in their chart. I get along with people that have fire in their chart. I understand them, and so that's something for you to know. Again, if you're looking at your birth chart, the Venus and Jupiter aspect, including the Moon, what house it falls on. And even your sun sign, those are really big personalities, influences, okay? Excuse me. I know that people have mentioned it's hard for you to click onto the link of the astro.cafeastrology.com/natal to look at your birth chart. But I'm giving you the link now. I will still put it in my description box. I know it's hard to. Don't tell me when it comes to technology. I don't even want to hear about it. I just go do it, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's just the way technology works for me. I can't. I get frustrated, but whatever. So if you need to copy and paste it, or just literally just write down the website I just gave you, you'll find it. It is user friendly. I say that all the time. It really is. Okay, so let's talk about this full moon in Aquarius and how it will affect you. I did mention the fact that it was going to wake up your conscious self, right? Or your unconscious self. Ooh. The moon represents Cancer, right? And it's all about fertility and emotions. It is a feminine sign. All right. We all have moon placements, so know your moon placements, man, because I'm telling you, it is a major influence of your personality. It's your inside, it's your emotions, it's your logic. Mars is another one that you guys should really know, because it's your drive, your passion, the action that you take. Has to do with the planet Mars, whatever house it falls on for you. That will be, for me, it's in Scorpio. So my passion, my drive is very Scorpionic. I will start wars if I have to. But then, there's times where I'll just stay in my little cave and withdraw from the world and rise like a phoenix. All right. So, before I click off, I always like to show the tarot card that represents the zodiac sign. And the moon, this is my animal tarot cards, which by the way, I'm going to use to do your reading. I'm sorry about the goddamn glare. You see that moon up there? This is a major arcana, right? The moon is a major arcana in tarot. 18. It's the number 18. Breaking down to 9. Don't ask me what that means. I'm not good with numerology. Look at this. Look at how intuitive. You see this person inside this full moon? Look how intuitive. Look how the light is just shining on this lynx. This is the lynx. Looks like a bobcat, but I guess they call it a lynx. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. That's how I feel about you guys right now, how the full moon in Aquarius is going. And I'm not saying you don't feel like this all other times, but the enlightenment, this is like a good depiction of what I was talking about on how you're going to see things in a logical way. If that makes any sense. You're going to look at things not emotionally, but logically. And the purple, in my animal tarot cards, when I see purple, it's the crown chakra. The crown chakra is your head, your logic. It all has to do with logic. And the fact that this is purple, and I saw that type of, like I foresaw this type of feeling that you guys are gonna go through in this I keep saying new moon. It's a goddamn full moon. Full moon in Aquarius. This is gonna open you up in a different way. You're gonna look at things through your logic. That's Aquarius. That's all what Aquarius do. They just look at things logically, okay? Not emotions is literally set to the side. All right, I'm gonna read what the message say, and then we're gonna move on to part 2. It says, it's important to trust your intuition. Even if you're unsure of what's happening, all will be revealed soon. So worry is unnecessary. All right, I'm going to use this deck. All right, so I can't wait to use it. My animal tarot card deck. And then my other tarot deck is right here. It's the African American deck. All right, so I'll see you in part 3 and we'll start the reading. Thank you.